exciting skating action featuring the Chiefs and the Bombers. A lot of folks just joining us right now here. We're in the first period of play in the last half, the fifth period of play in the game. The Bombers and the Chiefs, and it's coming your way from Kezar Pavilion, Golden Gate Park in the city of San Francisco. The score, the Bombers 23 and the Chiefs 27. This Walt Harris and Jerry Seltzer trackside.
It's just Jerry Seltzer, Walt. Trackside is my married name.
Here we go. On the play. Jabbers trying to move out of the pack and whipped out on the outside is Carolyn Moreland, 43. This gal certainly coming to her own as an all-star skater. Chasing her, Dolores Tucker wearing a Jammers helmet, number 34. Carol Penis-Meyer in there. Also on to Judy McGuire, 45 for the Chiefs. We got four great ones going on this jab. Look at these gals move and battle out there at tremendous speeds in the bank. Carol takes down the two Chiefs, and Dolores Tucker moves away. The only threat's going to be a bomber. The Bombers trail by 4. Dolores Tucker up there. There's Sandy Dunn to block, number 46. Carolyn Moreland, 43. The only skater in scoring position is 34, Dolores Tucker. She's got no help back there, but she's got a lot of company, and they're all Chiefs. There's Sandy Dunn with the block. Leaves her on the rail. Slow to get off that rail, Dolores Tucker. Bombers cannot get anybody back there to give her any help. The Chiefs are making sure of that. Barbara Baker and Judy McGuire mainly. There's Moreland with a block. Sandy Dunn with a block, and she's down. That should end it. Time runs out, and Sandy Dunn is not satisfied. And up ahead, Carol Penis-Meyer was decked in there. We have two Bombers on the deck. Sandy Dunn, I think, draws a penalty. She's arguing about it. I think she will lose the argument.
Well, for those who are seeing Charlie O'Connell here in civilian clothes, so to speak, we mentioned before, Charlie's had a virus the last few days. He figured he'd be able to skate this game, but he'd like one more day, so he'll be wherever the Bombers have the next game, he'll be there.
As you mentioned, the Chief band, so won't see Sam Teopola and Lloyd Turpin here in action. They had a game night before last in Jackson, Mississippi, and they were unable to get here in time. It was a long drive. The rest of them made it, but I guess they really obeyed the speed laws and couldn't get here.
Well, everyone else flew. Unfortunately, Sam had to drive back or pedal his canoe, or paddle his canoe, I should say.
Here we go. On the jam. Now Kathy Pulliam again, and out with her is number 49, Claudia Hobdy for the Chiefs. They're battling out there. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Bombers out there and 4 Chiefs, but they're at equal terms on the jam, although Pulliam really working on Hobby now. Look out, Hobby. Now Pulliam moving away, number 31. This little gal really coming into her own for the Bombers. Getting there in the Bay Area, always come out here on Sunday because it's always family day at Kezar when there's skating action. Folks in the Bay Area, remember that every Sunday it's family day at Kezar. Kathy Pulliam, 31, trying to score. Carolyn Moreland there blocking, 43. Judy McGuire takes a shot at Pulliam now. And the Bombers once again cannot get anybody back there to give their jammer any help. They're on their own so far in this period. Laszlo trying to get back. Baker makes sure she doesn't get back. The time runs out. Bombers' failure to get any blocking help for their jammers has really hurt them the last two plays. Score remains 27 for the Chiefs, 23 for the Bombers.
Well, good news for all the fans, especially in Northern California. Our home station here, of course, is KTVU Channel 2 in San Francisco. Effective July 4th, it's also going to become the home station for Sacramento, Stockton, and a lot of other towns as it moves up to this huge antenna. The signal will go all over Northern California, so remember, you're going to be able to see the Bombers on Channel 2 all over Northern California. If you don't get a clear picture now, you're going to get a clearer one. If you're not watching on Channel 2, starting July 4th, watch the Bombers on Channel 2 all over Northern California when that new improved signal comes on the air.
Here we go on the play. Sandy Dunn out there with Carolyn Moreland. Tucker flies in there. They all three go down, and Tucker out scrambles up. Tucker's out and moving on the play. Tucker all by herself once again, 3 times in a row. The Bombers have had this threat. Unable to get a blocker back there, and they cannot. Now Carol hides in the rail. Little Penis-Meyer. Laszlo goes up, but she can't hide. She's too tall. They got a lot of blocking now. A lot of blocking. The jammers. Oh, the Bombers are down. Oh, Sandy Dunn and Moreland really doing a job out there for the Chiefs. Here's There's a double whip. Laszlo, no. Moving on Baker for 3. She has 3. Cuts off the jam. Moreland goes back to Challenger. Sandy Dunn. That hurt me, Jerry.
Oh!
Moreland to a right hand. Tucker did the only thing she could do. She flew backwards. And Sandy Dunn ran right into that right hand.
Carolyn Moreland came running over the bench and sitting behind Scott early because she knows Sandy Dunn is not going to be terribly happy.
Sandy Dunn is burning out there. Moreland's hiding over there behind John Early.
Well, I want to take this opportunity. We have a longtime Bomber fan who says her husband never misses a game on Sundays, and it's her 23rd anniversary today. That's Carmen Harris down in San Jose.
Better call her Carmel.
I'm sorry. Excuse me, Carmel.
Here we go. I'm working. Here we go on the jam. 27-26 is the score off those 3 points put up in there by Tucker. Pulliam is out again. She's working hard, but she's got Sandy Dunn to contend with. And she leaves Sandy Dunn on the floor. Sandy Dunn goes under the rail, out on the floor. Actually comes to a standstill out there. Might be injured. They stop the play. That is the end also of the 5th period of play with the score. Bay of Honors 26 and the Chiefs 27. Walt Harris and Jerry Seltzer here at Kezar Pavilion, Golden Gate Park in San Francisco, moving into the 6th period of play with the men on the track. Score 27-26, the Chiefs lead. Remember, the Chiefs are minus their fine skaters Lloyd Turpin and Sam Tiapula. The Bombers are minus Charlie O'Connell, coaching the infield, although he'll be ready to go in tomorrow's game. Later on here, in just a moment, Jerry Seltzer will be reminding the fans on the Chief Network about a great special summer series they've got coming up that's really going to create some fireworks back there. James Paul on the jam, moving with James Paul in the play. Number 42, Chris Rowe. Rowe filling in for Sam Tiapula. Pete Boyd, the moving wall back there with the block on Chris Rowe. There's Larry Lee, 44. Not kind of a slim man, but boy, he's doing a great blocking job in this game for the Chiefs. He had a great first half. Pete Boyd moving on him now with all that size, though, and that's too much. 1 point for Paul. Bill Grohl, Dex ball, goes down. Jam cut off. Time runs out. 1 point Bombers. That ties up the score 27-27. Jerry, how quickly about some of those dates in the East with that tremendous Red Devil team with Bob Woodbury, Ken Monty, Rosetta Saunders and company moving in.
Well, this is the only series this summer in the East, and it's a short one. A lot of air-conditioned buildings. Sunday, August 5th, Long Island Arena in Comac. Monday, August 6th, the new Broome County Memorial Arena in Binghamton, New York. Wednesday, August 8th, the War Memorial Auditorium, Syracuse. Thursday, August 9th, Glen Falls Senior High School Gym in Glen Falls, New York. And Saturday, August 11th, the Felt Forum, Madison Square Garden. That's a little 4,000-seat building. Be sure and see that one. All seats are good. And here we go. I'll tell you about the rest of the dates later.
On the jam, it's Bob Dansell against Gammon and number 47 on this team, John Early. That was too much for Dansell. Moving in the back, Tony Roman is caught back there. He's a jammer. He's not in scoring position. He's got to block 2 men, and that's a tough job. Mike Gammon and John Early. Look at Dynamite Tony cover the track out there. Even if he loses, he's already skated a great jam here. Tony Roman all over the track. Bill Grohl trying to get a shot at Tony Roman. Early and Gammon trying to go by him. Look out. Early was down. Gammon moving. Dansell takes out Early, eliminates him. Now it's Bill Grohl leading Mike Gammon and trying to catch the pack, and it's moving fast. Here's a whip to Mike Gammon. And Roman takes him out of there. That'll kill the Chief threat on this play. Tony Roman skating tremendously out there on that back track. Killed great Chief threat. And the score remains 27-27. How about some of those other dates back there, Jerry?
Sunday, August 11th, the place where the Chiefs always sell out. Chiefs and Red Devils, RPI Fieldhouse in Troy, New York. Monday, August 13th, outdoors at Kingston, New York, Dietz Memorial Stadium, with Tuesday the 14th, the rain date. Wednesday, August 15th, Hitchcliff Stadium in Patterson, New Jersey. Friday the 17th, the new air-conditioned Civic Center in Springfield, Massachusetts, and the game and series ends August 18th, Saturday night, Long Island, the new, brand new air-conditioned Nassau County Memorial Coliseum. There you have it, Walter.
We'll repeat them in case you missed some of them, because you don't want to miss the Bob Woodbury-led Red Devils. They live up to their name, believe me. Here we go, and fighting his way out of that pack is Joe Perez, 43, and coming with him is Alvin Mallory, 33 of the Bombers. Both clubs at full strength. Remember, Charlie O'Connell coaching this game from the infield. Perez and Mallory, Mallory and Perez. Look out, Mallory down, and away goes Joe Perez, number 43. He's got Bill Grohl to lead the charge. The moving wall back there, Pete Boyd, 36 for the Bombers. Right up on his back with Bill Grohl. Now he takes Boyd out of there. Now it's Jim Cook to the block on Perez. 1 point has been scored. Mallory's up there in scoring position. Bill Grohl worries about him. Slams him into the rail with a rugged block. Jim Cook puts Perez over the rail. He's back on the track though. Cook is down. He's going to be passed before he can get up. Well, Mallory cut off the jam before he was passed. He saved that extra point. So the Chiefs get just one on the play. They lead the Bombers now 28-27.
That shows you something about this game, Walt. You have to think offensively and defensively at the same time. Mallory really had less than a second to decide he had to call that play off because his teammate was down and could have been passed for a point. We're going to be talking, I know, to Bill Grohl at the end of this game, and everyone should stay tuned. I'm sure fans along the Chief Network want to hear what he has to say about the Red Devils, and along the Bomber Network, want to hear what he has to say about the Bombers.
Here we go. A whip to Pete Boyd by the jammer Bob Dansell. And John Early, 47, is rolling up his sleeves and going after Pete Boyd. I'm going to call him Mean John Early. That's the way he's skating. There's Boyd back in the pack, and John Early did his job. This Early has really come along this last year. He is something out there on skates right now. On the track yelling at him. Pete Boyd's at the rear of the pack now, so Early's got to face him again. This time Early's got to try and get by him, not stop him. There we go. Moving ball. Hammers one in there. Bobbers him again. Hits him again. Pete Boyd moving up, so he has to stay within 20 feet of that. And Early goes after him with his helmet now. Early goes after him with his helmet. Look out now. Here's Bill Grohl coming after Pete Boyd. He gets him from behind. Boyd was going after Early. Now Early comes after him. Boyd is down. Boyd was intent on getting Early, who was getting out of there, and Bill Grohl came from behind, let Boyd have it, and Early gave it to him again, and he is down. The trainer helping him up. He goes to the infield. That takes the big man off the track here for the Bombers.
For the fans watching in the Barrie on the Saturday show, of course, Charlie O'Connell will be skating tonight for their big game. The Bombers come to Phoenix to the air-conditioned Arizona Coliseum on Friday, August 31st at 8 p.m., and also to Tucson to the brand new Tucson Community Center on Saturday, September 1st at 8 p.m. Make your plans now. Be sure and see these games, and Walt, maybe we can get a little golf in down there.
I'd like to. You know, Bill Grohl is quite a golfer. Charlie O'Connell hits a long ball. Here we go. James Paul moving on the play. I tell you, that's the country to play golf too.
Generally, every winter we've gone down near Tucson. Some great, I guess they don't call them dude ranches anymore. They call them guest ranches.
I like the country down there. Here we go. Tony Roman talking these over to James Paul. Look out. Underneath he comes. That's the blocker, and there's the jammer going over the top. That was a different play, and the Bombers really racked it up. Completely different type of play. The man whipped underneath was Tony Roman. He was not the jammer. He was just the factor that paved the way for the points by James Paul. The Bombers lead now 29-28 and 4:10 to go in this period.
Well, I tell you something about this Bomber team this season. Charlie O'Connell is out of this game because of a virus. Pete Boyd not available on the play because of a penalty. And the Bombers come through with 2 points, and there doesn't seem to be any loss in depth out there. If you would like to get a free copy of the roller derby rules and understand the game better, put your name, address, city, zip code, and the station on which you watch this game on a postcard or letter and send it to Rules, Post Office Box 1828, Oakland, California 94604. You'll receive a free copy of the rules.
Here we go. The pack is organized. Pete Boyd is back out there. And the Chiefs have the two jammers, John Early and Mike Gammon, and they take care of Bob Dansell. Now it's Tony Roman to challenge the two of them. Look at him go! But they've got him again. They've got him again, and he gets away again. Tony Roman's getting a fine game, which he has had many in his career. He's born on his feet, the whip to Mike Gammon. Now the two fastest in the world with the bank track are flying around, and they're moving on the back now. Pete Boyd blocking. Gammon gets into the back. Over on the inside, he got the point. Gammon covers his helmet. Then he clobbered Tony Roman, and Roscoe goes after him, and really heads for the safety of his teammates. That was quite a play. Mike Gammon, with a fantastic burst of speed, moved in front. But just for a split second, Roman with a little shove sent Mike Gammon into the pack, into the entire group of players. And Gammon was blocked out that way, and Roman was able to go by on the inside for the points. It gives the Bombers a lead here of 32-28 over the Chiefs. Tremendous skating out there by Tony Roman.
Again, not to take anything away from this Chief team, but without Sam Tiapula and Lloyd Turner, in spite of the good job that this Rowe and Marino are doing for them in this game, they still cannot be considered a full strength.
Out on the jam is Joe Perez. Now the Mallory out with him. Mike Gammon getting into the back from Pete Boyd and then from O'Connell. Gammon cut back. Oh, man. He was passed for a point. O'Connell interfered that time.
I wonder if they'll disallow that, Walt. They really should.
Well,
Mike Gammon really was out of position because of O'Connell.
They didn't see it, evidently. 2-point Bombers.
And Mike Gammon is over there. He's got right on his side. He's in the infield screaming at the referees, but if they didn't see it, and of course Charlie O'Connell out there saying, I didn't see anything.
34-28 is the score.
But of course, our great camera crew here caught all the action.
We have a great crew here. George Lum is our director. That crew headed by Don Jackson, Al Nielsen. Our cameramen are Ernie Fields, John Anderson, and the Silver Fox, Harley Shumway.
Where's Ed Watkins? Isn't he around somewhere?
I think he broke an ankle trying to skate or something. He's just out temporarily. So here we go. Tony Roman again, and John Early is out with him. Here comes Pete Boyd, and chasing Boyd is Bill Grohl. Roman over the rail. Look out now. Robert, a right hand. Early is down. Bill Grohl goes by Pete Boyd. And Gammon takes out Pete Boyd. And it's Bill Grohl on the loose now here for the Chiefs. Roman down again. He hits Lee. Lee goes to the infield. Man, what a game we got going here. Action all around the track here. The Chiefs and the Bombers. What a series it's going to be. Roman missed the block. Bill Grohl gets a point. They've got 8 points around it. 2 points. Roscoe hemmed in. 3 points in there for Bill Grohl. He cuts it off. Let's see. 3 points it is. Is really working him over. You know, at the other end is Bill Grohl and Roscoe going at it. And now Pete Boyd. Here goes going at it. And Gammon comes in from behind him. It's in there. Perez on the floor here. The 3 Bombers down in and out forward. Bill Grohl goes through him. Next 2 more Bombers. Only 1 Bomber standing is Jim Cook and Charlie O'Connell, I might add. That is the end of the 6th period of play with the score of Bombers 34 and the Chiefs 31. Well, the storm signal is up because here we go now into the 7th period of play. The Chiefs and the Bombers. The Bombers lead 34-31. The girls are on the track. We've got it here in this one. Roller skating action. The finest skaters in the world on the bank track out there. Rolling out there. Carol Peanut Meyer goes down. Rolling sidesteps her. The only jammer out now is the Chief skater. They have 4 skaters on the track. The Bombers have 4. Penalties carry over. The penalties drawn from the men carried over into this period of play. There were not more penalties than one each time because on my last play because time was out. The period had ended. So did not draw any extra penalties. Moreland closing in the pack now. Margie Laszlo back to the block. There's Sandy Dunn to give her teammates some help. Remember, you folks in the Chief Network, Jerry will be telling you about games coming up in your area. Special summer series as here we go for 2 points by Moreland. She's going to get the 3rd point. And some great blocking out there by the Chiefs on that play. That should tie the score up at 34-34 all. Jerry, how about some of those dates in the tremendous series that the Chiefs have coming up against the Red Devils with Bob Woodbury, Ken Monty's infield coach, Rosetta Saunders, and many other tremendous skaters.
Of course, the first game is Sunday, August 5th at Long Island Arena in Comac. Monday, August 6th, Broome County Memorial Arena in Binghamton, New York. Wednesday, August 8th, Syracuse, New York at the War Memorial Auditorium. Thursday, August 9th, Glens Falls, New York. Saturday, August 11th, the Felt Forum, Madison Square Garden, New York City. Just 4,000 seats. What a place to see the Chiefs. Most of these buildings, of course, are air-conditioned.
Wire out and off balance, and Carroll sets her up and knocks her down. She could have put her down by just shoving her when she's off balance. Gave her a little help and then blasted her. Meyer on the jam, about 96 pounds out there moving on this play. Sandy Dunn back there to block. Bombers need some help back there now, and they can't get her back there. Barbara Baker, Debbie Thompson making sure of that. Fire in there to help. The block that time. They're all taking turns. Carroll gets up when she's hit by Sandy Dunn. Moreland wants a shot at her. She puts her down now. Here's Judy McGuire waiting for Carroll to get up. It's a leg in front of her. Sandy Dunn says, come on, we want another shot. She hammers her with another one. Now Moreland waiting for her to get up. Little hip block in there that time, and Moreland moves out to the back. Carroll getting up steam, but she's wobbly, and Judy decks her again. And no help, no points. Score remains 34-34. Little Carroll had to take it on the chin that time.
Well, I won't be able to be at the game in Sacramento this Thursday. My daughter Ellen's graduating from Encinal School in Menlo Park, Atherton. And of course, one of the highlights of their year this year, they went back to Washington, New York for class. I visited about 40 of them, and one of the real highlights, they saw a game at Madison Square Garden.
That's a great place to see a game. I've always enjoyed meeting the fans back there. Great group back there, people that thousands, I might say, that go to the games back there.
No fans like the Chief fans in the East for supporting their teams. It's interesting. A lot of them come out here. A lot of Bomber fans go back east. The East meets the West on the bag track.
Ortiz went down in the pack, wisely covered up so she was not hit with a skate in the face. Now she's up trying to regain the pack. Laszlo on the jam with Barbara Baker, number 48. And not for long. Baker down. Margie Laszlo moves away. Margie moving on the pack. Back to the block is Sandy Dunn, 46 for the Chief. And the ever-present Carolyn Moreland in case Sandy needs any help. Moreland's going to take a shot at Laszlo. And again, this happened repeatedly earlier in the game. The Bombers could not get any help back there when they had a jammer in scoring position, and the Chiefs had nobody out. So the Bombers took in the offense, but they can't get anybody back there. Look at the wall set up by the Chiefs. Bombers cannot get back there. Baker and McGuire making sure of that. Laszlo has to take it back there. Bombers cannot get anybody back there at all. Sandy Dunn decks Laszlo. Here's Moreland now. G decks her now. And it's just a game of yo-yo here with the Bomber jammer on the receiving end. 34-34 the score remains. The fans a little unhappy about the fact that no Bomber went back there to help out the jammer. Second play in a row, and this happened earlier in the game too.
That shows two things there, Wall, how disciplined that Chief team is. If you notice, they were all playing a position. They were all defending against one individual skater. And the Bombers, I think, missed the other big girl, Debbie Cho. Debbie had her nose injured last week. It was broken. She's had a reset. She's going to be just as beautiful as ever. But she's going to be out of action in another 2 weeks.
6:54 to go in the seventh period of play. Remember the interview at the end of the game. Judy McGuire is going to move out. No, she's going to whip out Sandy Dunn on the jam. The Bombers have nobody out in pursuit. The girls, even the Chiefs, really showing their strength here in this period. Bombers twice had jammers out. No one out there for the Chiefs, and the Bombers can do anything about it. Now the Chiefs have a jammer out. They've slowed the pack down, the Chiefs. Now their job is to get a blocker back there. Laszlo's back there. There's a block on Sandy Dunn. Carol Penis-Meyer. And it's Tucker in there, and it's Laszlo in there. Laszlo again on Sandy Dunn. And the Chiefs can't get anybody back there now. This time they can't get a blocker back there to give Sandy Dunn any help. But she's being bounced around. Laszlo waiting for her to get up. The Bombers are again. Tucker waiting for her shot. Jump block in there by Tucker, who comes down nicely on her skates and says, go back and get her, Carol. Woolen fighting her way back there. And there's Carol with a jump block. And Sandy Dunn really being bounced around. Here comes McGuire. A whole host of Chiefs end up back there, all on the deck, except for Tucker. Well, the Chiefs got somebody back there, but too late to do them any good. It's 34-34, the score remains.
Well, Buddy Atkins, the senior we mentioned earlier, he coached the Chiefs this season, did such a great job. Retired, came back to the Bay Bomber Training Center, and he told me before today's game, he just does not like this kind of game. He thinks the Bombers are skating all wrong this season, that they should skate much more cleanly. I know he's talked to Charlie about it, and Charlie's opinion is, of course, the Bombers have been pushed around so much, they're going to skate as rough as they have to skate. And two great skaters in their own time, two great men. You have to say there's quite a difference of opinion there.
I wouldn't disagree with either one.
Well, Buddy says, look, he had the Chiefs just skate clean in the East, and they won the title.
So here we go again with another jam. Judy McGuire, the flashing blonde, moves out, and Carol Penis-Meyer is out with her on this play. Each team with a great jammer out and moving. Carol has blocking position at the time. He still has it. Judy McGuire cuts to the blocking position now. Carol tries to cut her off, couldn't do it then. Judy McGuire maintaining that advantage. Little Carol tries to move in front. They've caught the pack, and they caught it in a hurry. Sandy Dunn back to the block. There's her. Carol gets by Sandy Dunn. Back on Girls. Here we go. Carol scores one, turns around, watches skaters go over the rail. And they're down there. Judy McGuire and Sandy Dunn. Boy, they look beat, but they'll be out there battling as soon as they get back on that track again. Judy McGuire, Sandy Dunn, it's a point for the Bombers, and they lead 35-34.
If you would like to have a game scheduled in your area, and you have a gym at a high school or college or an arena that seats more than 2,500 people, write to Bookings, Post Office Box 1827, Oakland, California, 94604. And remember, we're booking right now for next season all over. The Pioneers, Chiefs, Bombers are all booking. You could get a game in your area. Why not write today?
That's a good idea. A lot of games have been scheduled in different areas, because people have wrote in and said, hey, we have an arena here that seats about 3,000, 3,500 people. It might be a high school, even outdoors during the summer. And a lot of games have been scheduled in town because people have wrote and told us about arenas that were available. Get out and check around your area if you want to see a live game in your community. Judy McGuire on the jam. Carol Penis-Meyer breaks away from the back, but she's about a third of a lap behind Judy right now. Judy should be a threat before Carol gets up there. 35-34, the Bombers lead. 3:05 to go here in the seventh period of play. Moreland to lead the charge here. Number 43 talking to Judy. It's going to be a whip. There's Laszlo breaking it up. Carol might be a factor now. Another block in it. Judy's down. Carol has the lead in the jam. She's grabbed by Moreland. I wouldn't believe it. I hadn't seen it out there.
They're not going to allow it, Walt. They're going to call that grabbing because she took Carolyn Moreland's hand.
Moreland took her hand out. That's what side of the fence you're on. Well, they didn't allow those points. I don't know. If you put a basket in the in the hoop the wrong way, it's 2 points to the other team.
Called a holding penalty on Carol Meyer.
Now, I don't want to sound partisan on this, but when two people grab hands, how do you decide which one is holding?
I would have to say the interpretation would be that Carol Meyer knew she was taking Carolyn Moreland's hand, and Carolyn Moreland thought she was grabbing Judy McGuire. If that's splitting jammers, I guess that's what it is.
But you said she grabbed Carol's hand. I mean, actually, the one doing the pulling is the one that's doing the grabbing.
Maybe we ought to call the commissioner.
I'm going to write him a nasty letter tomorrow. 35-34 is the score in a tremendous game here between the Chiefs and the Bombers. Charlie O'Connell will be back in the next Bomber game. I imagine Sam Tipola and Lloyd Turpin will be in the next Chief game too. Folks out here in the area, remember, San Jose, Wednesday Stockton, Thursday Sacramento, Saturday Oakland Coliseum Arena. Sunday we'll be back here at Keys Hall. Okay, here we go. On the jam, Barbara Baker. Sandy Dunn way out there, but just keeping the Bomber jammer under control, or Mita Ortiz. So the only threat right now is the Chief skater, and they trail by 1 with 1:08 to go in this period. Down went Judy McGuire, so Baker had to cut off the jam to protect her teammate who was on the deck. That killed that threat, and that could be the last jam in this period. Let's say really get this team moving here. We have 54 seconds left in this period. At the end of the period, a jam ends when the time runs out. That's only not true at the end of the first half and the end of the game.
Well, both teams in this game have been in amazingly good condition. You can really see it by the fact that the pace of the game actually has picked up. There have been less penalties. Neither team has been anxious to sit in that penalty box. A lot of good skating.
Carol Meyer whipped out of there by Tucker with 33 seconds left in the period. Chiefs have nobody out of that pack now. The Bombers have a chance here. Bombers have a chance. They need a blocker back there. They don't have it. There's Moreland and Sandy Dunn doing the blocking on Carol Meyer. They're quite a ways behind the pack. You must be within 20 feet of the rear of the pack when you block. Connell's pointing out the pack to the referee. They're gaining on the pack now. Carroll in the middle now. 7 seconds. 6, 5. Laszlo over the top. 2 points. 3, 2, 1. It's the end of the period. Sandy Dunn cutting across the track, trying to get a Carroll, who's down. Carroll wisely stays down. 2 points Bombers. That's the end of the 7th period of play with the score. The Bay Area Bombers 37 and the Chiefs 34. Walt Harris and Jerry Seltzer here at Keys Out Pavilion, Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. The men are on the track starting the 8th period of play. In just a few moments, Jerry will be reminding you of some of the games coming up in the East in that special summer series. The Chiefs are going to face the wild skating Red Devils led by Bob Woodbury, Ken Monty's infield coach, Rosetta Saunders, many other tremendous skaters. Jojo Staffen, Bobby Sieber. On this jam, number 43, Joe Perez out there with James Paul. On the track, both clubs at full strength. Paul spins along the rails, set on it there for a moment, stays on his skates and comes down off the rail. Perez being blocked out by Pete Boyd. James Paul coming up. Bill Grohl will have to worry about him. Bill Grohl, number 49. Bill Grohl moving up now after taking care of James Paul, trying to get a shot at Pete Boyd. It's going to be a whip, I believe. Nope, that didn't come off, but set something else up. Here it goes again, another whip. And it's whipping him right into the moving wall. That doesn't work. That does, though. Perez with a great move. Now he's battling with Orozco. Here comes Bill Grohl. Takes a shot at Orozco. Orozco's not passed, but he's decked. Now he's passed. That's 2. And there's 2 Chief points on the play.
Gil Orozco did something really very foolish there for kind of a canny veteran. You see, he's holding his arm in an effort to stop Perez from getting any more points. After he was knocked down, Gil had great reactions. He reached up and pulled Perez, and of course his skate hit him right in the arm. It's a good way to get your arm broken, and I don't recommend it for any aspiring skaters.
37-36, the Bombers lead by 1. How about some of those other dates, Jerry?
Of course, the Pioneers and Red Devils are meeting in Troy at RPI Fieldhouse Sunday, August 12th. Monday, August 13th, Kingston, New York. Wednesday, August 15th, Patterson, New Jersey, in Hinchcliffe Stadium. Friday, August 17th at Springfield, Massachusetts Civic Center, where it's air-conditioned. Saturday, August 18th, the series ends at Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Long Island. Be sure and get your tickets for these only games of the summer in the East.
Mike Gammon, Tony Roman. Here we go. Mike Gammon, 45. Tony Roman, 37. 2 of the very, very greatest of all time. And Roman left on the deck as speed-burning Mike Gammon moves away. So the only threat is the Chief skater. They trail by 1. Roman gets up and he's decked again by Larry Lee. Then he's decked by Bill Grohl. And here comes Mike Gammon. He decks Mike Gammon that time. Roman was going up and down like a ping-pong ball, but with a great sense of balance that last time. He got up there in time to stop Mike Gammon. Now, here's Bill Grohl leading the charge for Mike Gammon as they're moving on the pack now. Tony Roman caught back there. He'll have to block. Here's the whip. He gets a point. Oh, he obliterates. a stop. He took out the penalty box, the bench, about 3 or 4 girls. He completely obliterated the Chief girls team, except for a couple, about 1 gal. Man, oh man, he'd come in there like a shot. They had no way to get out of his way. No time at all.
I hope he is not seriously hurt. He has not moved since he went to the track.
Still got untangled skaters down there. Still getting them apart. Mike Gammon starting to move now. The trainer to help with him. Some of the girls are still sitting down.
When you see him fly like that, the reckless way that he moves on skates, and you figure he's been at it about 14 years, it's amazing.
He came in there like a bullet that time. Back to action on the track. The pack is formed, and here we go. 37-36 is the score. 50 is the score. I thought he was by for a point. I'll have to write to the commissioner about that, too. Here we go. On the jam, Alvin Mallory, 33. Chris Rowe, 42, moving for the Chiefs. They're the only men out on the jam right now. They're moving on the back now. Chris Rowe, 42. Alvin Mallory, 33. There's Larry Lee with the block. They're double teaming Mallory back there. They put him down. Now Larry Lee leading the charge. Larry Lee wearing a pivot helmet here. Gila Roscoe blocking back there. There's his block on Chris Rowe. Mallory's going to get a... No, he hasn't got a point yet. There's a jammer over there. Larry Lee blocked out by Roscoe. That's a point for Mallory. Then he cuts it off. Roscoe ends up out on the floor off that block. Man, oh man, what action we've got in this game. The Bombers 38 and the Chiefs 36.
Fantastic. Well, we got a fan letter here from Jake Browning, who wants to thank us for carrying the Bomber games every week on this station.
Great fans all around the country. Enjoy hearing. .38-36. Pete Boyd back on the track with the pivot helmet. Bill Grohl back on the track with the pivot helmet. Both teams at full strength. See Mike Gammon in there. He's in there. This guy's just too tough to keep down. I tell you, Mike Gammon. And Mean John Early breaks out on the jam. He's got Mike Gammon with him and Tony Roman in pursuit. And then Joe Perez comes out and Tony Roman against 3 men. Mike Gammon working on Tony Roman. Now Perez goes back to the back and walk about Dan Sellers broken away for the Bombers. Mike Gammon slowing down Tony Roman, giving John Early a chance to build up a pretty good lead on this play. Roman down. Mike Gammon moves away now. It's a double-barrel threat here by the Chiefs. John Early and Mike Gammon moving on the pack. Pete Boyd back there to block. The Chiefs trail by 2. They've got Pete Boyd going. Bill Grohl hammers him. He is passed by both jammers. A point apiece. A total of 2. Roscoe's been passed by man. That's 3. Now another man. That's 4. And this could be 5. 5 points in there. 3 by Gammon, 2 by Early. And the Chiefs move out in front, 41-38 over the Bombers.
The Chiefs, of course, we've said right along from the start of this game, they can look bad, they can look out of it. They establish a pace and they stay with it. Great, great team that never really gets too far out of a game.
Remember, we'll talk to Bill Grohl later after this game. Backs being formed. Here we go again. 4:50 to go in the game. James Paul breaks away. Frank Marino breaks away. 48 for the Chiefs. Each team of the jammer out on this play. Both clubs at full strength. Marino grabs the lead. James Paul goes back on the inside. That's blocking position. Marino battles him, stays on his skates though. James Ball moving. They're both moving on the back now. Alvin Mallory back to the block. Mallory has a jammer's helmet on, but he is not in scoring position. That's Mallory, 33. Bill Grohl blocking on James Ball. Sends him hard into the rail. He spins off, stays on his skate zone. Frank Marino has the lead in the jam. Mallory puts a block on him. Pete Boyd puts Marino down. Paul hits him. Puts him down again. Now Paul moving. No Chief threat at the moment. Bill Grohl gets away from a block by Mallory. Another block on Grohl by Pete Boyd this time. It's a point from James Paul, then cuts off the jam. 1 point Bombers. They have 39 on the scoreboard now, and the Chiefs have 41. 3:40 to go in the game.
If you'd like to receive special advanced scheduling information on games in your area, put your name on the mailing list. Write to either the Bombers or Chiefs mailing list. Post Office Box 1828, Oakland, California 94604. Please include the station and city on which you watch this program. Well, Walt, no doubt the next game of the series is going to be interesting. Charlie O'Connell back in the lineup for the Bombers, and Sam Tiapula, Lloyd Turbin joining for the Chiefs. I think we got perhaps the best series of the year coming up between these two teams.
Here we go. Mike Gammon breaks out on the jam. Tony Roman moving with him. Here comes John Early, 47. Roman in trouble again. Early waves Mike Gammon on as he slows down Roman and hammers him with elbow blocks in there. Roman ends up on the deck, and here comes Mike Gammon. He better get up and moving, and he is up and moving. Boy, they react fast out there. Roman blocking and Mike Gammon. Pete Boyd trying to get a shot in there. He's going to get a chance now. Roman whipped out of that back again. Roman's speed burning up that track is out, and he's a half a lap back, and he's really moving out there. Gammon being blocked out by Pete Boyd, and here comes Roman. Roman with a head of steam. Really, here's Gammon, sees him, messes him. Roman moving on. Bill Grohl goes right on by him with speed. Roman picks up a point. Sheer speed that time. Bill Grohl just could not get set for him in time. And the Bombers have 40 and the Chiefs have 41.
Tony Roman has paced himself great through this game, and he has just put himself one-on-one on Mike Gammon. Mike, of course, the league's leading scorer for the past 5 seasons, and Tony knows that he's got to match him in the series.
The games in this area. San Jose tomorrow night, Wednesday Stockton, Thursday Sacramento, Saturday the big one at the Oakland Coliseum Arena.
Fans
Sunday, we'll be back here at Kezar.
Fans have been asking, we're going to have that big spectacular this year, July 4th, the Oakland Coliseum. The answer is no. We do have the Founders Cup tournament. There is a Little League tournament going on in the stadium at that time.
Here we go. Moving on the play. John Early, and he cuts off the jam. Alvin Mallory moving on him. They got a 1-point lead. They're going to try and stall it out. Trying to stall it out that time. I don't know. They were 1-1 out there. 58 seconds to go in the game. The Chiefs lead by 1, 41-40. They cut off that jam. Let Mallory challenge John Early. 48 seconds. Remember, the jam it goes a full 60. That's providing a Bomber has the lead. The minute a Chief gets the lead in the jam, he can cut off the play. 39 seconds. And the Bombers get Tony Roman out. And Mike Gammon is after him. Roman's waiting for him. Joe Perez coming out also. Roman's going to be outnumbered 2-on-1. Here comes James Paul for the Bombers. Gammon, Roman doing the job out there. James Paul is up there now. If the Chief gets the lead, it's all over. Paul goes as Roman did his job. Now Gammon chasing James Paul. Jim Cook back there blocking. Here comes Paul. He drives. The Chiefs score. Gammon, with that speed in his cut in there, Paul at the inside track to win the game. He tripped over something, I don't know what, and down he went hard on his face. The trainer is working on him. O'Connell is complaining that he was by before he went down. Morrissey says he was not by, and they're having a big argument out there right now. Couldn't tell whether Paul was by or not completely. They say no, so the final score, Mike Gammon chalks up the last 3 points, is the Chiefs 44 and the Bombers 40. Wild finish here. It looked like the Bombers were going to pull it out, but not quite. So your final score, the Chiefs 44 and the Bombers 40. Well, the Chiefs beat the Bombers here in San Francisco 44-40, and we have with us Bill Grohl, one of the main reasons the Chiefs won this game, although you got a lot of great help out there, Bill.
That's true. We have Undoubtedly, team effort. You just couldn't get any more out of them, I'm telling you. And I think, well, the New York fans know. They saw it in the Gold Cup World Series. It was a tremendous team effort.
Now, Bill, Jerry and I have been telling the people about a series you have coming up back east, just a one-shot summer series against the Red Devils. That means Bob Woodbury. You haven't faced Bob Woodbury for a long time.
No, I haven't. It's been a little over a year now, but I skated under Woody and I skated against Woody. And I'll tell you, skating against him, you don't know what to expect. You have to have eyes in the back of your head, on the side and front, all over the place, and you just got to go out there and just be ready for anything with him.
You couldn't call Woodbury a psycho, I guess, but he can come at you from any direction, right?
That's true. He can come from behind, side, front. You never know. And he's like you say, a psycho. I wouldn't say a psycho, but it just seems like when he gets going, he doesn't know when to stop or when to, what to do. But when he gets going, though, he's an awful strong man.
Now, he's got a tremendous team with him. The wild man Bobby Seaver, he's got Joe Stafford, who always knows his way around that bank track. This Rosetta Saunders is really something, too.
Rosetta has to be one of the most, I would say, one of the most improved young ladies in the game I've seen in quite some time, at least since I've been around. And JoJo Stafford, this guy has a lot of talent, and I think maybe he's going to get a chance to use it with the Red Devils.
He's got a gal now that weighs 240 pounds, too, Bill. Aloha Linda Villanueva, a Samoan girl. She's going to be bigger than anything you've got combined out there in the track, say, about 3 girls.
Well, if you get that moving in one direction, well, you want it, I tell you, look out. It'll knock skaters all over.
Now, a team like the Red Devils, when they come in against you, there's no question what they're going to do from the opening game in your series, Bill. You are probably going to be a target, Mike Gammon. They're going to go out to get you 2 guys out of the game.
This is true. This is the same way when we skate. We go after the number 1, number 2. You got to. It's just like in football. The linemen, they go after the quarterback. They got to get that number 1 man out of there because as long as their number 1 team is running, they've got the confidence and they're going to go and they're going to play their best. So naturally, we figure they're going to come after us. They're going to come after me, after Mike, and they go right down the line. So you can expect it every time you go on a track.
Yeah, but the way they do it is vicious.
That's right. Well, we're ready for it, and the game is getting rougher and rougher. And well, we just got to get out there and just grind our teeth and get rough with it.
Well, Bill, good luck to you in that series against the Red Devils back east.
Thank you.
Bill Grohl, who's going to lead the Chiefs against the Red Devils in a tremendous series back east. You folks back there look for a game in your area and go and take it in because it'll be a wild one. There'll be explosions all over the bank track. Well, the final score here again was the Chiefs 44 and the Bombers 40. This Walt Harris speaking from Kezar Pavilion, Golden Gate Park in the city of San Francisco.